And I do promise to be done within 40 minutes. I specifically don't extend my Zoom because I want us to be like, get to the point and be awesome. And if we have more questions, we can always hop back on. But wanted to really give you guys some good, solid content. But I'm Whitney. I've been coaching for a little over 4 years now. And just, yeah, absolutely love what we get to do. I can share my story another time, but we are a 2020 elite team, 5-star team. And it's just been so exciting to watch the team grow over time. But it starts here. And that's why this kind of stuff gets me so excited. So I'm going to share my screen really quick because I want to show you guys a couple visuals as we talk through. Let me make that big. Hold on. Sorry, I hit your button instead of mine. Give me a sec. There we go. Now I'm having technical. There we go. Great. Can you guys see everything? Good to go. Obviously, I just had to throw a team picture in the front thing and I cut off a few people. So sorry if I cut you off. But here's really where I want to kick us off. Let me get a little organized here. There we go. When we think about newer coaches, and that's why I wanted to hear how long you guys have been coaching, because I really think it plays a role, whether we've been in this business for 4 years, whether we've been a discount coach for a while, a challenger for a while, or like some of you just started 2 weeks ago. I'm constantly asking myself these 2 questions. And so I can send you guys this afterwards, but it's honestly just as easy just to jot a couple notes down. I only have like 4 slides, don't worry. But what I wanted to encourage you to do is constantly ask this question. I feel like every season, and not like the weather season, but like every season in life, it was at the start of the year and then when quarantine hit and then when summer hit and now that we're getting back into school. Oh, let me tell you, I have 4 kids, 4 girls. They are 10, 8, 6, and my baby turns 3 next week. So as we talk tonight, please know that I am the busiest person on the face of the earth. I am never at home, and I have still turned this business into something amazing, okay? So I can tell you that this business can be run in part-time hours. Part-time hours, full-time income, actually double full-time income of what I made at my job beforehand. Part-time hours, and that's like 10 to 15 hours a week. If you get efficient, if you get focused, and if you really do think about these things often. And so that's why I think it's really important to ask yourself, why am I coaching? Like literally write that down. And when we get off the call tonight, write down every reason you can think of, because it's those reasons are going to be the things that get you out of bed in the morning. It's going to be those nights. This happened to me last summer where I told my husband in the morning, hey, I'm going to work when the girls go to bed, FYI. And then when the girls did go to bed, I sat on the couch and he goes, hey, I thought you needed to get work done. And I started crying and I was like, I'm so exhausted. They were so crazy today. I don't want to do it. And he's like, you don't have to, but you said you wanted to. And I was like, well, then I'm going to sit here. And I was like so stubborn. And I grabbed my computer and I started sending out messages with the TV on in the background as I'm crying, right? But once I started talking to the people I needed to talk to, it like filled me and got me so excited. And so I always remind myself, you know what, that's why I coach. It's because I love people and I love being able to invest in people. So even when I don't feel it, I still do it. Okay. So that's why I want you to make sure you write that stuff down and then constantly ask yourself, who am I? And I always have that ongoing list of like 5 things that either describe me or things that I'm interested in. And that is what's going to make up my social media. And you guys know this, but I just want to recap one more time, just as that reminder of our social media needs to look like all of us. And so I'm constantly thinking people don't just want to see my sweaty selfies all over my social media. They also don't just want to see my kids or my dog or my cup of coffee or whatever that is. They need to see that Beachbody is now who we are. And that's the beauty of what makes us not to sound salesy, is because we're constantly just showing all the core pieces of us in different ways. And so if you don't have your list of the 5 things of who you are, I want you to go ahead and write them down and put that like wherever you work. Because as you're kind of creating your social media flow, like when it comes to main posts, stories, things like that, you can go look at mine and you would know that I love coffee, but I'm actually having to swap to tea. So you'll see me talk about that. I love my husband and any chance I can get for a date night or time with him or a Netflix session, where we stay up till midnight, binge watching Netflix, whatever it is. I love Jesus. I'm super involved in church. I lead worship. You'll see that a part of there. You'll see that I do have 4 girls. So I'm a girl mom. I love everything about a girl mom. And then I'm a health and fitness coach. You'll see that all of that is spread out throughout my stories and my posts. So that just needs to be, I know it seems like coaching 101, but that's what tonight is. Tonight is like getting back to coaching 101, whether you've been coaching for a week or a year. Tonight is like, okay, what are just some of those foundation things? And so this is huge. Think about why you do it. Think about who you are. Both of these things are going to fuel every single thing you do. So the next thing, once you know who you are, is literally get your schedule down every single month. Okay, these aren't dates. These are just like number 1, number 2, number 3. They just kind of looked fancy. They're not dates. I'm not telling you on the first day of the month do this. I'm saying the first thing you need to do, if you haven't already done it for August, do it tonight. And I would also map out your September so you know exactly what your plan is. Always know what you're inviting to. And these 3 things are the things you should be inviting to if you want to be a successful coach. I always know the start date of my challenge group. Here's a hint. My challenge group is ongoing. Once we started BOD, I pretty much do an ongoing challenge group. So someone can start on a Thursday at 2:00 if they want to. All right. I'm always going to put them into the same challenge group. However, I pick one date a month that I promote publicly. I pick one date a month that is like, here's your start date. I'm getting a bunch of women together, whether it's for a new program or just a fresh date. Like there's plenty of months where we don't have new programs. I still pick a date every month that I say, this is your fresh day 1. And I promote that specific date. So if it's past that specific date, so like for me, let me get my calendar. I really talked about an August 3rd start date. We started August 3rd, and I'm going to be talking about an August 24th one as well, because it's Team Cup. I kind of doubled up. But what the invites I'm sending right now are, hey, do you have any interest in my August fit group? I call it a fit group. But I'm just saying August. And as they start to say, oh, when does it start? I say, girl, every Monday is a fresh start. And that is my wording all the time. Every Monday is a fresh start in those behind the scenes stuff. But you do need one specific date, because it is so much easier to invite. You don't get like stuck in your brain when you have something very specific to invite to. The second thing you have to have on your calendar every single month, at least once, if not twice, is a business opportunity call or an event or a Facebook group, or that you're going to plan to do something. What's really convenient for you guys is that our big team is offering them every single week, August and September, because we want to help you grow. We want to train you how to run them yourself, so you can latch on to any one of us leaders and run that with us, invite your people to it, whatever that is. But you need to have a specific date, because again, in a second, we're going to talk through, we're always inviting to coaching, right? We're inviting from our challenge groups. We're inviting from the people we know. We're inviting from our followers or people super engaged with us. And so we need to have something that we can put in their hands so that they can learn about coaching. I can invite like crazy when I have something specific to ask them to. If not, sometimes I get in my head. It's so strange, because I'm like, do you want to do this? And then it's like, I need to create some type of specific start date or urgency, which leads me into the third thing is, in your mind, have a new coach start date for your people. And whether it's this specific night, which we're doing every other week for the next 8 weeks. So again, you guys got on tonight. You should set a goal to have 2 coaches on with you in 2 weeks for the same type of coach kickoff call. It's going to be hosted by someone different, but this type of thing, I use nights like this to invite people. Like I was pushing to get people on for tonight, right? Because I want them to kick off with other people. My new coach training can be self-paced, but I'm still going to try to pick a date every once in a while that everybody gets started on the same date, because then you can do side groups. If you don't have new coach training, talk to your upline. I'm sure your upline can pop you in, and you can pop your coaches in their new coach training. Whatever it is, you guys can take mine. I do not care. Just shoot me a message and I will send you the link. You can send to your people. It is really just one of those things. Even if you're brand new, I want you to ask your upline, how do you do new coach training? Can I partner with you for the next couple months until I get the hang of things? Okay, it sounds intimidating, but one of my greatest, I guess maybe the word regret, or one of the things I really wish I would have done from the beginning, is taken CEO mentality of my business from day one. I came in to work the business. I did T25 quietly where no one knew, didn't have a coach. I didn't want anyone to know I needed help with my health and fitness. And I saw people on social media and I was like, actually, I love people. I love these workouts. I'm all in. I want to make some money and quit my job, which I did, but I was like all in. But I also was so nervous about these two things, the biz op calls and the new coach start dates, that I latched on to Dara, who wasn't even my upline, and I just latched onto her stuff. And I'm so glad I did after a while, because that's when I felt confident. So seriously, buddy up with another coach, grab your upline, but have these three things on a calendar every single month. Sound good? If you have questions, feel free to unmute or pop it in the chat. But I'm just going to keep rolling through this because I just want you guys to have good content and we can chat at the end. Okay, start somewhere. And I can send you guys this image if it helps. But I swear by the Success Club tracker. This one, right? Well, actually, this is all filled out, whatever. You guys know our Beachbody Success Club tracker, right? It is the exact to-do list for what we need. I also know that our coaches, sometimes when you guys are brand new, you look at that thing and you're like, I'm sorry, this is huge. I don't get it. I'm overwhelmed. What is happening? Here are the main number one things I want you to do as a brand new coach. If you can get these things right, you can very easily slide into that Success Club tracker, okay? Because these are just the basics. And honestly, these are pretty much what the Success Club tracker says. It's just less things, okay? And it gives you numbers. You have to have a goal number every single day or you're not gonna do the work that you say you are. So that's why it specifically invite 3 people a day to a challenge group. 3 people a day. Invite 3 people to coach alongside you. Just some of those basics. Connect with 3 people. When you're a brand new coach, it doesn't have to be big numbers. You'll hear trainings and stuff where they're like, I talk to 60 people a day. I invite 20 people a day. When you're brand new, you don't need to do that unless you want to propel your business forward faster. But if you're just getting into the groove and just wanting to start, like this pace is awesome for your first month. It's get your workout done, drink your shake, get that PD in your mind, whether it's a book or a podcast or a training, connect with 3 people. What that means is go in there and like and comment on someone's post, send a personal message, whatever that is. Invite 3 people to your August fit group. Invite 3 people to your next business call that you have. If you have challenges already, shoot them a check-in or check into your group. Make sure you've got your social media posts. And remember, we talked about those 5 things. So be thinking like, all right, I got today's post up. Where do I kind of want to go the next couple of days? And I don't usually write out posts ahead of time, but if you need to, like if you work a full-time job, do it. Check your back office, especially if you have coaches or maybe you hit, if you're already like a certain rank where you're getting leads, make sure you're always checking your back office for new customers, for your coaches going active or inactive. And then any groups, like if you're in a new coach training, our Heart Hustle Muscle page, your own team page, those kind of things. So when you look at it this way, sometimes compared to that big sheet, this seems like, okay, I can totally do this. But it's very key that you have the numbers there. Sometimes my only beef with the Success Club tracker is that it doesn't actually say how many to invite. So you need to decide what's best for you. If you're like, I'm so stressed, I'm trying to work a part-time job, my kids are going back to school, start with 3. Start with 3 and then say, okay, and then in 2 weeks, I'm going to move that to 5. And then in 2 more weeks, I'm going to move that to 8 and just slowly build yourself up, because the more people you're connecting with, the more people you can invite. And we'll talk about inviting in just a second, but does this make sense? Okay, I realize you guys can't see this link. I just wanted to have it in here so I remembered. I want to talk about how you invite, who to invite, and how to walk them through, basically how to coach them from the moment you invite them to the moment that they actually buy their challenge pack, okay? So first off is how to, well, actually I'm gonna switch those. I'm sorry, I'm gonna switch the who to invite first. When you are constantly drinking your shakes and doing your workouts and reading your personal development, you have got so much to talk about, right? So people are engaging with you. They're liking your pictures. They're hearting your stories. You're at the preschool drop-off or your neighbor outside when you're going for a walk. They're seeing your life and your stuff. And so if they're liking and commenting, if they're engaging with you about your health and fitness face-to-face, those are the people I am always inviting, right? Anyone who likes my picture from this morning, even though it was not a health and fitness post, it was about Paul and I I will probably shoot them all a message, like if they're engaging with me, but definitely if it's a health and fitness post, I am sending them a personal invite. And I'm going to show you what my invites look like in a second. And so then how to invite. First off, the way that I invite is I sit down and I think about that Instagram account that I follow. The girl that is not a coach, but I just think she's awesome. And if she were to invite me to something, I would join her. Okay, so this is not a coach. I think about this girl named Amy that I follow on Instagram. And Amy is hilarious and she's so funny and so raw, and she posts funny stuff, but she also posts these like quotes and things like she's a writer, and it just hits me perfectly. She just like inspires me in my walk with the Lord. She encourages me as a woman. She encourages me as a friend. She helps me feel confident and not compare. Anytime I read her stuff, I'm always super encouraged, right? So I think about this girl, Amy, and I think if she were to invite me to like a book club or something that she did, I don't even know because she doesn't do anything like that. If she were to invite me to that, what would I want her to say to me? And I sat down and I wrote out what I would want her to say to me. Okay. And then I took that word and I was like, okay, so this is how I talk and this is how I want to be talked to. Okay. Let me go ahead and take that word and flip it and kind of change a couple of the sentences to fit my next coaching opportunity or my next fit group. And that's what I do. And so then it sounds like me, you know, it sounds like, I can even read it to you if you want, and I can even post it in the chat. But I have it saved in my notes section. And I'm going to help you guys mute really quick. Hold on. All right, I'm going to read it really quick just so you guys can get the vibe, and then I'm going to show you something in just a second. It says, hey, Amy, it's Wit. Of course, I use her name when I flip it around because that's just like the reminder for me. I always want to make sure you feel connected and encouraged on my page. So wanted to let you know that I also offer focus groups where I provide workouts and an eating plan. Then I provide motivation and support even more than this Instagram page. Would you want more details about joining us? Okay, this is what I send to someone who like has not been really engaging in my stuff. This is probably the people who are just watching my stories and not ever liking pictures or responding to polls. That's just kind of my general, like they follow me. So I want them to know, I know that you follow me and you're encouraged by me, but I also have resources for you. And so that's kind of why I send that, and I can put it in the chat in just a minute. But that's that post that I send to the people in my stories on a regular basis. I don't obviously send that more than once to someone, but that's the initial send once I see someone watching my stories. Because the people watching my stories, to me, they're interested, but like if they wanted to join me, they would click a poll or respond or message me, right? And so I do want to let them know what's available, because why not? Sometimes they respond, sometimes they don't, but I feel like that at least sounds like me. So when you're thinking about your invites, just make sure you think through what sounds like you. And then I'm going to offer this to you guys at the end. I'll put it in the chat just a minute. I have typed up, I did it last summer, and it's my invites, like my, hey, thanks for the follow. Are you just showing support? Do you have any interest in my August Fit group? That kind of invite. I've got that in there. I also have what I like to call like how to walk them through. So I've got a Google Doc that I'll send to you guys, and it talks through that initial invite. And then it talks through kind of how to guide them through what's next and some sample wording. Because I know for me as a new coach, I was so nervous of like, okay, so now they're going to say, yes, I want to lose 10 pounds. Then what do I say? So this coach flow will really talk you through. So I'm not going to talk through it too much tonight. I'm just going to give you the Google Doc to use and kind of make your own. And of course, you'll have to update whatever workout you're talking about. But the biggest thing here is to always end each thing with telling them their next steps. So if you're taking notes tonight, please write down the word, give them a next step. Give them a next step. You've invited them, they've written back and said yes, or they've reached out to you and said, yeah, I do want to hear more. So I take a blurb to share like, hey, this is what we've got going on. Tell me about your health and fitness goals. So then they tell me their things. Girl, I think that this would be awesome for you. And I hate to use the word pitch because it does sound salesy, but I give them their personal game plan, right? I say, I think you'd love this workout. You know, I always make it about them. I don't go into detail on my own story, right? They follow me. They see my story in my social media. I don't need to put all my stuff in their inbox. I need to make the inbox messages about them. Everything I do is about them. I may share one sentence. This changed my life with eating. I was a terrible eater. And if you're saying a terrible eater, I am like right there with you, girl. All right, this is what I recommend. I may like found a little bit like, hey, I feel you. I felt that way. This is what works. But at the end of that, I'm always asking some type of question and sharing a next step, because I know for me, I'm actually in conversations right now with this girl who I was talking to about hair products. And every time she would end the message, I didn't actually know what was next. I was like, so, and I had to say, so now what? Are you going to send me info? I just didn't know. And it wasn't me being rude to her. I wasn't being told what was next. And I love a good game plan, right? That's why people are coming to us. They want a workout game plan. They want a nutrition game plan. So we've got to walk them through what that's like. They're coming to you because you are the health and fitness guru, right? Because you know what to do and how to help them get there. So the phrasing I always use is like, after I share like if they say, oh yeah, I'm really interested, I'll say, hey, let me show you the package. And then you can let me know if this is a good fit or not. I break down the package. And then I always say, hey, if this is something that you want to do, I'm just going to get a little bit of info from you. I'm going to set up your email you to complete it. So let me know, are you in? That kind of thing. And so then they know, okay, I'm going to say I'm in, then she's going to ask me for some info, and then we're going to go from there. Like I'm kind of telling them what's next so that they know, like, where's this conversation going? Like, what's going to happen here? So that's my biggest thing, is always share next steps. I feel like that is what helps close every time, getting them those next steps. So I'll share this link in a little bit when I stop sharing my screen. Okay. We have talked through a lot, and I go through it fast. I realize that, but again, I want to be super respectful of your time. So here's the biggest thing. We've talked through who we are. We've talked through what our social media should look like. We've talked through what our game plan is as the CEO of our coaching business. We know what our schedule is. We've talked through who to invite, how to walk them through. You guys are going to get those resources, right? And so here's the goals. Whether you're 2 weeks into coaching, whether you're 2 years into coaching, these are the goals every single month. And these are the minimum goals every single month. These are these are like my bare minimum goals every single month, right? Success Club. You guys know what Success Club is. You get 2 points for every challenge pack or completion pack. The minimum goal every single month is to sign up 3 new people, because that would get you at SC6. And you would be growing your business. The reason Success Club matters is because it is like a Beachbody incentive, but the reason it matters to me for you is because it's the sign for you that you're growing your business. It's like the very clear sign that you're doing all the things we just talked about, right? We just talked about all those daily tasks. We talked about those invites. You guys, if you're sending 3 invites a day for an entire month, you're gonna have people signing up. Or you need to probably audit your social media or audit your messages, and shoot me a message, shoot any of your Kim, Kira, whoever your upline is, we'll take a look at, okay, what are you saying? Are you sharing next steps? What's 1 or 2 words we could tweak? But 3 people a month is that minimum, because it shows you I'm constantly growing. That residual income 4 years later is why we can start quitting our office jobs, or why we can stay home with our babies, or why we can pay off student loans, or why we can get into the house, or buy the car that we need, and not drive the beater car, whatever that is for you, whatever your why and that deep why is, you constantly adding 3 to 5 new people every month is going to be what gets you there, right? So Success Club is huge. Obviously, Success Club is also fun because you get gifts from the company, you get points toward earning the yearly getaway trip. And I don't know, with COVID, who cares? But you're at least getting invited, whether they still happen or not, right? You want to be invited. You want your name on the list. My shirt came untied. It matters, like Success Club is what you want to fight for every single month. And then you want to fight for Emerald. If you're not Emerald yet, the Emerald rank is the very first rank advancement, and that's putting 2 coaches under you. And those coaches can be in it to work the business, or they can be in it for the discount. It doesn't matter to Beachbody. They don't know the difference. It's the same type of sign up. And we're actually doing an Emerald rank call like this next Tuesday night, I believe. I think I might be hosting it again. So you're going to get me again we'll go into detail on what Emerald is, how to hit it, who to talk to, what to say, what that looks like. But Emerald is getting 2 coaches under you. Sound good? If you are already Emerald, or once you do hit Emerald, these are still your monthly goals as a brand new coach. My monthly goal is to help at least 3 new people every month and sign 2 more coaches every single month. Like that should just be one of those goals. And as you start to build, those goals are going to get bigger. You're going to want to maybe hit SC10 or sign 4 people or sign at least 1 working coach and 1 discount. You're going to start to really fall in love with it and get some fun goals for yourself. But these are just those basic monthly goals that if you will set these as your goals, you can grow a business. Think about it. So a diamond coach is 8 coaches under you. Think about if you were to sign 2 coaches every month for the next 4 months, you're helping those coaches sign coaches, you hit diamond in 4 months. We've had diamonds hit it in 30 days. We've had diamonds take a year. It's really just up to you and what your foundation goals are. And that's what I would say for you is make these your minimum goals. That little check sheet I showed a few minutes ago, that 3 people a day, get that consistency. If you have a day where you have more time, heck yes, sit there and blitz invite. Heck yes, talk to your people. Heck yes, sign all your people up. Like get yourself bigger and higher. But in the beginning, I think one of the biggest things I hear from new coaches is, I'm just so overwhelmed. I'm just so overwhelmed. So start small, start with the basic, start with the minimum. And remember that these goals are people. Like those numbers right there, they're not just like, oh, checked off a list. Like that means that you've helped change at least 3 to 5 people's lives every single month who are now getting healthy, who are now feeling confident, who are maybe making an income for their family, like whatever that is. Like think about the fact that each success club point or each rank or whatever that is just mean more and more lives get to be changed. I know for me, that's so huge. That's the main reason that I signed up for this gig is because I love helping people. All right, let me figure out how to stop sharing my screen because this is the one thing I actually don't know how to do. Shouldn't there just be a big button that says stop sharing your screen? Let's try this. Okay, I'm getting there, sorry. Sorry guys, not technically savvy. We're back. Okay, so let me pop a couple things in the chat. We've got about 5 minutes. I'm going to give you this. This is my coach flow. Okay, it's that Google Doc, copy and paste it, put it in something, send a Facebook Messenger to yourself or something like that, but please use that. If you miss it tonight, you can seriously shoot me a message. I'm happy to resend it. But this is that coach flow that I talked about on like what to say in those invites, how to then talk them through to the end. And I also have my discount coach blurb at the bottom. Every single time someone is ready to sign up with a challenge pack, I give that exact wording at the bottom. And it's basically sharing whether they'd like to be a customer or a discount coach. And I do that to every single person. And I basically give them the choice like, hey, would you like to sign up for the discount or the customer? And you're welcome to use my wording, make it your own, whatever. But that was a lot of information. Do you guys have any questions or anything that you're like, okay, can you explain this a little bit more? Or any more resources I can pass along that I mentioned that I didn't give you?
I think there was a question in the chat from Eileen. Did you see it?
Oh, I didn't. I'm so sorry. So can we work with the coaches that helped us become coaches? I'm so sorry. Was that asked? I'm so sorry that I missed it. When we were talking about like setting up your groups and things like that?
Yeah, just about.
Okay, yes. That's what I would recommend is like, I always tell my new coaches like, yes, hop in with me. Let's do this biz up together. Here's my new coach training. Send it to your coaches. Here's the exact emails. Just forward it on over. And I put my coaches in chats with me all the time. Like I'm already helping. Like, like if your coach is already helping you, your coach is more than willing to put your new coach in the chat with you.
Right. That's so cool. All right, cool.
Yeah. And I will say, I don't know who your specific upline is, but if your upline isn't super actively coaching, grab someone else on your team. Like if you have a sister coach or someone else in this group and be like, all right, let's let's run this together. Like, let's try this together. Because I know, honestly, when I first signed up, I signed up under a different girl than Dara. And pretty much 2 weeks in, she just went MIA and just stopped everything. And so I had to kind of swim for myself for a little bit. And then finally, Dara saw me down in the downline and she reached out, and thankfully she kind of pulled me in because I didn't have someone kind of leading the path for me. So know that there's plenty of people here to help with that.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Yeah, of course. What other questions? Does this excite you? Are you like ready to sit down and like get your mind right, get your questions answered, and then like get rocking with your 3 invites? Let's get started tonight. The best time to do invites is when you're like the most pumped. So for me, that's like after a workout or after like a call like this. I'm like, I love what I do. I love my team. I love these people. Let me go invite to coaching. All right. Okay. You have the tools, right? Everyone got that link copied out of there? This is my visual for copy, paste. Good to go. You guys can always message me if you have any other questions. It is recorded if you need to send it to people. And thanks for hopping on. We're so proud of you. So next, I think it's Tuesday, we're going to do an Emerald night like this, and I'll talk us through what it looks like to hit Emerald and give that goal for you guys to hit it that week. So sound good?
Awesome. Thank you so much, Whitney.
Of course. Have a great night, guys. We'll see you soon. Bye. Bye.